commissioning of our new bike units. You know we've been speaking about this for a while now. Now, the bike units, you might ask, what is the purpose of this? As we know, in the emergency business, time is life, time is brain. As the AHA say, time is heart, time is brain. Now, what we intend to do is that these bikes will always be on scenes where there are dense crowd populations. For example, on cruise ship days, they will be circling the Heritage Key area, the St. John's area. Carnival days, they will not necessarily be in the carnival, but they'll be on the outskirts of the town. So if for some reason some of the ambulances are occupied, we will have them respond and stabilize. And what we mean by stabilizing, it would be first aid, CPR. CPR is, you know, does not work unless someone starts some form of compressions. So along with educating the public in what to do in an emergency such as cardiac arrest, these EMTs will be as part of the chain of survival. Proverbially, we will also promote these bikes to promote health. A lot of the issues that we see in EMS are not just an issue that started overnight. For example, you have a cardiac arrest, it didn't just happen. It's probably over years of bad eating, lack of exercising. So we're advocating physical activity as well, and we're also advertising pre-hospital health, pre-hospital care, because as I said in other outlets, once you see EMS, something has drastically gone wrong, and certain steps should have been taken to avoid seeing us in our operation. So we're glad with the support of the ministry for the purchase of these 5 bicycles. They're state-of-the-art. They're not just any type of bicycles, but they were designed for this set purpose, and the staff is looking forward to their use. And me, as the supervisor of transportation, is looking forward for at least 12 years out of them. And it's possible because I have a bike for myself for about 16 years, all right? So, thank you.
All right.
Good morning, Honorable Minister, Permanent Secretary, members of the Emergency Medical Services. It's indeed a pleasure to be here this morning for the launch of these mobile emergency medical technicians. I want to commend the leadership in the EMS for this initiative. It will certainly go a long way, particularly at this time, our carnival season, where Mr. Pico has said, the bikes will be used when we have crowds. So I think it's a really good initiative. As Mr. Pico said as well, it's not just for to emergency, but it also helps the EMS or EMS persons to be fit. And we in the Ministry of Health, we are promoting wellness and exercise and keeping a good weight. So this will go a long way for them as well. I want to use the opportunity as well to urge members of the public to cooperate with the EMS. They're very well trained, they know what they're doing, and in terms of when there's a crowd, for them to, their bikes will not necessarily have a siren, but they should also respect the bicycles and provide access for when they're going to deal with an emergency, particularly at carnival time. I want to also use the opportunity to wish members of the general public a very safe carnival, continue to exercise caution and discretion, especially with the use of alcohol. We don't want to have any incidents this year where there's persons are intoxicated and we have any accidents or any of the deleterious effects of alcohol. So again, thanks to the EMS, I wish everyone a very safe carnival. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you, Mr. Fico, Permanent Secretary, Chief Medical Officer. I think you can conclude that this is the perfect time to launch this service. What this demonstrates is the government's commitment to the Ministry of Health to continue to upgrade its equipment to meet the emergency needs of the state of Antigua and Barbuda. The Ministry of Health is in the business of saving lives. We are also in the business of educating the public in how to reduce the chances of illness, accidents, and ultimately saving their lives. These vehicles, or I would say these bits of equipment, the bicycles, are property of the Ministry of Health and the government. The first message I'd like to get out to the public is that we expect them to respect this property. And when the emergency medical technicians are undertaking their duties, or undertaking their work in responding to emergency calls, we do not expect the public to interfere with the equipment, as well as not to interfere with the work of the EMS. Obviously, the quicker you can respond to an emergency, the better chances, of course, of providing life-saving interventions. And with the large crowds that we have at carnival time, you can appreciate that the emergency medical ambulance might not be able to get through the crowd and get to someone who needs help. So having a bicycle gives you quicker access, and that's the whole idea. But we'd rather not respond to these emergencies. We'd rather for people to act in a responsible manner. Stop the excessive drinking of alcohol. Control your behavior. Don't pose a physical threat to anyone. And if we observe these basic principles of behavior, then I think we might not even need these bicycles or even the ambulance. However, just in case those in the society who cannot bring themselves to behaving in a responsible manner, we are here to come to their aid if it's necessary. I want to commend the leadership of the EMS, Mr. Greenwich and all the others, Mr. Fico, who form the foundation of this team of emergency medical technicians. You see, many of them stand behind me, well trained. They have the equipment, and in addition to the equipment, they have the commitment to serve the people of Antigua and Barbuda. This, of course, is consistent with our mandate that we will continue to improve the healthcare service delivery in Antigua and Barbuda. I trust that we'll have as little as possible the need for interventions, and if we do, I hope that the public would cooperate with the technicians and we'll be able to save lives and reduce suffering. Now, this is not only for Carnival. This is for whenever it is necessary. Other events in Antigua and Barbuda that might require quick intervention where it might not be the most convenient for the use of the ambulance presence. So congratulations to you, Mr. Fico. Congratulations to the EMS. And I want to say publicly, the leadership of the EMS in recent times has propelled this division of the Ministry of Health at the very top of the quality and consistency of service that the people of Antigua and Barbuda have witnessed and have experienced. So it's a good morning, and I trust that everything goes well during this carnival season, and better yet, I hope, and I'm repeating myself, that the revelers would exercise responsible behavior, reduce the consumption of alcohol and other alcoholic substances. Good morning.
Let's get a shake on it. Something.